In our last episode, we cut the dock lines for good. We waved goodbye to friends and loved ones, sailed to San Diego, and kicked off the Baja Ha-Ha in style. In this episode, we continue Leg 1 of the Ha-Ha. We encounter dolphins, experience night watches, and finally the big payoff, the beach party at Turtle Bay. Oh, and I catch fish!
Day 2 of the Baja Ha-Ha, just sailing down the coast of Mexico. We finally got some decent wind. We're moving along. We got 11 knots of wind. The boat speed is 5.4 through the water, 4 over ground. Kind of smallish swells, but very sunny and pleasant out. Even Bubba likes it. Right, Bub?
At this point, the Ha-Ha fleet had scattered. We could see each other on AIS, and occasionally we'd spot a boat out on the horizon. Every now and then a boat would be on attack that brought it close enough to us to wave hello. Here's Soul Searcher coming a little bit too close after a jibe. Friendly bunch, aren't they? But mostly it was just us, alone out there on the sea, which made seeing the rare pod of dolphins all the more special.
Here I am with Bubba doing the night watch of, the second night, Baja Ha-Ha. Some people might think that night watches are boring and hard. I find the opposite to be true, that night watches actually have a lot going on. Besides scanning the horizon for lights of vessels or obstructions, you also need to pay attention to the radar and monitoring the wind. You need to adjust the sails, of course. All the while, you've got the ever-changing weather, the seascape, the sky. Fortunately, we have a moon, so the moon provides some light to help you see. But anyway, there's a lot going on at night, so it helps keep me awake even during the late hours. The other thing I do if I start feeling a little bit drowsy is I will hand steer. I'll turn off the autopilot, put it on standby, and then hand steer because it really requires you to stay focused and alert in order to keep the boat on track. I'm talking about when you have the sails up because you don't want to have the boat do a jibe at night. There's only one person on deck. So, anyway, just wanted to talk about night watches. And here's Bubba. He likes being up here in the cockpit at night and help keep an eye on things.
We're somewhere off the coast of Mexico. I don't know where. I haven't zoomed in on the map to see, or zoomed out on the map to see where we are land-wise. But we should be at our next waypoint, which is Cedros Island, and by about 7 to 8 p.m. tonight. And then we have to thread through a couple islands and then make a turn and head into Turtle Bay. Which I think, if I'm looking at it right, we should be pulling into Turtle Bay sometime early tomorrow morning, because I think we have an overnight sail threading through those islands. So how has it been so far? This is not our first multi-night passage. We've each done multi-night passages, but never with just 2 people. That's been the hard part. 3 hours on, 3 hours off sounds manageable until you realize that 3 hours off is not all sleeping, even in the middle of the night. There's stuff you got to do And of course, I'm the galley wench, so I'm doing all the cooking. Charlie is doing some of the cleanup, but I'm doing all the cooking. But he's managing all the sales, so you know we have our jobs. But it's a lot of work and not a lot of sleep. I struggled with sleeping last night because we were passing by a seamount during my 3 hours off, which is like a big shelf out there where the ocean floor goes from 5,000 feet deep to about 100 feet deep in a very short shelf, and it causes huge swells. And so this boat was just rocking and rolling and bucking like a bucking bronco, and I was getting whipped back and forth on the bed, and I almost fell off the bed once or twice. Poor Bubba didn't know what the hell was going on. So we're motoring again, which kind of sucks because then you sit here and you smell diesel fuel and you know, the loud noise and everything. But you know, I mean, that's how cruising is. Sometimes you can sail, sometimes you have to motor. We've been eating very well. That's one thing I do know how to do, is cook a gourmet meal in our galley. Last night we had pasta primavera with insalata caprese using my homemade mozzarella. One of these days I will actually do a video showing me making homemade mozzarella on a boat while at sea. It is possible and it's delicious. So here we are. This is the life that we chose to live. It is not easy. Nobody said it would be. In fact, people said it would be very hard, and it is. Right now I'm really tired. I only got a couple hours sleep total last night, so I'm a little crabby. But let's see how I feel once we get to Turtle Bay and I get some sleep and we do some socializing, maybe have a cerveza or two, eat some tacos. We'll see how I feel then. But I'm still confident that this is what I want to do, and we're doing it.
This is the afternoon of the third day of the Baja Ha-Ha, and we're sailing down the coast of Mexico. We're approaching Cedros Island, and sailing conditions are great now. We're at a broad reach. The wind's coming off the starboard quarter at about 16 knots. We're doing about 7.5 knots through the water and 6.5 knots over ground. And it's really a perfect condition for this boat. We just had the mainsail jib up. We're not using the staysail because we're on such a deep reach here. And we're not using the spinnaker today because I've got an injured foot and I'm just not comfortable doing the deck work on one foot. But maybe later in this trip we'll be able to use the spinnaker for a day like today.
And another day faded into yet another eye-popping sunset, some 50 miles or so off the coast of Mexico. We were definitely starting to feel the fatigue, and the night watches were getting a bit more challenging, but we had something huge to look forward to. Leg 1, from San Diego to Turtle Bay, was about to come to an end. Pulling into Turtle Bay after 4 long days of sailing, 4 days, 3 nights. Got to find ourselves a decent, we're kind of at the back of the pack. I don't even know if there's any boats behind us. So we're going to try and find ourselves a decent place to anchor. Oh, look at that. Oh my God.
You have to pay us.
Baja Ha-Ha! Okay, how have you been enjoying the Ha-Ha so far?
Oh my God!
Loving that, loving it. Video. Here's Juliet.
Morning. Here's a moment that I wouldn't normally get in my old life, but here I am in Turtle Bay. Sunrise, it's about 5:45, and it's just spectacular. We had some drama. The head stopped working, and so Charlie had to spend a good chunk of last night taking care of it. It was we had some concern for a while that we were going to have to be living with a bucket until we got to La Paz and could have it fixed, but he did manage to get it cleared out, and so we have a working head for the rest of the Ha-Ha. But we might have to do some reconfiguration of the head, of the plumbing or something, because you have to have a bathroom. So fortunately it's working again. This morning we are leaving an hour earlier than originally planned. The Ha-Ha begins at 8 o'clock, and we are sailing from Turtle Bay to Bahia Santa Maria. I think that's about a 2-day sail. I don't have an estimation of what time we'll get in, but in 2 days we'll be in Bahia Santa Maria, and we'll have another beach party. We definitely have bigger swells today than we've had so far on this trip. There's a pretty good one, good sized one right there. So the boat is rocking more than it has. However, because we're under sail and not under power, the boat is just more stable. So even though the seas are higher, the waves are higher, the boat itself, it's just heeled over a bit, and it just kind of holds this level. So every now and then, like, oops, right now we got a big one. Ooh, and there we go, rocking. But the best part of this is that I am not seasick at all. I have had some issues with seasickness in the past, and so has Bubba. But not only am I fine, but, oh, hi, Bubba. Hi, Bubba. Whoops, Bubba's fine too. He's not feeling any seasickness at all. Right, Bubba? Yeah, he's a happy boy. Say hi, Bubba.
Okay, Leanne just caught her first fish off our boat.
I think it's a skipjack.
Looks like a skipjack.
I pulled it up by hand. No gaff, no nets. I just killed him. He's officially dead, and now I gotta cut him and bleed him and hang him over the side to bleed, and then I will fillet him. I caught my first fish! Woo! I caught 2 skipjack. Okay, I gotta clean up these fillets. I mean, I gotta work on my whole filleting technique. I gotta take them off the skin, but there's quite a bit of meat there. They had to have been 7-8 pounds each, maybe bigger than 10. I don't know. They were pretty big sized fish. And I did it all by hand using a hand line. I didn't have a gaff. I didn't have a net. I actually pulled each fish up by the line just by hand and managed to get it all, bled, hung over the side, and then back up, filleted, and made a bit of a mess on the back of the boat. We still got to work on our technique to try and, not have quite so much blood. But Charlie's up there washing off the blood now. And I'm going to take one of these fillets, and I'm going to make ceviche, actually poke, for lunch. So, and then the rest will get other recipes from people when we get to Bahia Santa Maria. People along the route have caught all kinds of fish. They've been catching wahoos, yellowfin tunas, bonitas. So, oh my God, and somebody just mentioned that they just caught another yellowfin. So when we go for our beach party in Bahia Santa Maria, the grills are going to be out and everybody's going to be grilling their fish. I am just absolutely ecstatic because this was something that was really important to me. I wanted to be able to contribute to our food stores by fishing, and I did my research, I learned how to do it, and I freaking did it! Ah! Charlie's gone in for a little nap. So I've got the helm. It's about 10 to 1 p.m. Honestly, I'm not sure what day it is. I'm losing track. All I know is we just left, this morning we left Turtle Bay, and we will be in Bahia Santa Maria Not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. So it's a 2-night sail to Bahia Santa Maria. Today's excitement, which I assume you saw earlier, was me catching my first fish, my first 2 fish. The best part about it for me was, well, first of all, knowing I could do it, and it wasn't as hard. It wasn't that hard. I mean, they weren't the hugest fish, but they were pretty decent size, but I could totally pull them up by hand. Everybody said you need to have a gaff. Well, I did it all without a gaff. It was probably a little messier, but we really have a good spot on the boat for me to pull the fish up, kill it, get it ready to bleed, throw it over, and then pull it up and fillet it right here in the back of the boat without getting a huge mess. It's kind of a self-contained spot. But anyway, so we're holding up well with the pack. Because of Charlie's foot, we're unable to put the spinnaker up, so we can't sail as deep into the wind, so we're having to head a little further out to sea than everyone else. But we're holding up. The fun part right now is that we've got so many boats around us. I'll turn the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. So as you can see, you know, for around 10 miles around us, we have a lot of boats. That's us right there, the little black spot. So this will change as we get into the night. Boats are going to scatter as they go on to different tacks. But it's kind of fun right now to have so many boats around us, and we're all doing a lot of chattering on the radio. On this second night of Lake 2, we had yet another magical moment when the vessel Deerfoot 2 happened to sail right by us at sunset. The vision of that ball of fire dropping right between its sails is something that I won't soon forget, and I won't have to because I happened to catch it on video. In our next episode, we continue Lake 2 of the Ha-Ha. We encounter some squally weather, see a rainbow at sea, and party it up at Bahia Santa Maria.